Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Vagrus the Riven Realms. Last time, we were able to find Javik's camp out in the desert, and we were able to, I guess, kill Sidarius when he attacked him, and then we ran into an old friend of his who then tragically lost her life as a group of her crew attacked my crew, and then she tried to save him, and it was just a mess. So Javik's sort of depressed now. And, yeah, we're still heading to Avernum. We've run into some Jacra here. But Javik's here. I don't think I want to put him on the front lines just yet. We can upgrade him, though. A little bit. So if I want to... Mind Blast is going to be, like, his bread and butter. He should always be at the back. I don't think I'm going to upgrade his receding swing. That doesn't seem like it makes sense. So we're gonna focus on getting Mind Blast, so Savvy 3 and Strong-Minded 4. Doot. Upgrade. And we can't get this one until we get to Prowess 6 anyway, so we don't really need to worry about that. But Premonition also seems like a really good ability, so we would like Perceptive 4 as well, and then Premonition. Cool. And then we'll hold on to the last two proficiency here. There we go. And then let's get him some equipment here. What would a mage want to use? I assume a bone wand. Magic resistance and spell penetration seems very good. Amulet of concentration, maybe? Channeling? I don't know what channeling does. Anybody have thoughts on what channeling is? It says it's good for mind stuff, right? Channeling. What does this do? Skill power costs are lowered by 1 to a minimum of 1. Oh, so he can get that on his own, but we could give him this thing for now, and he'll make use of it. Okay. So let's try him out instead of Garrick here. You can stand at the back. And then we gotta bring Skornar back into the rotation because... Whoops. This will be group 1. Yes, okay. So group 1, we've changed things around because Sidarius is no longer around. That is fine. Begin the battle. Stab. Good shot. Also a good shot. Burn. And then try to go for the front guys. Because sometimes the guys at the back don't actually attack. Let's boost Nadir so she can do a second attack. Good block. Let's blast this dude's mind. He's dead. What is the debuff that Javik has? Enervated. What does that mean? Does that mean he had already moved? I don't know. Nice crit. Well done. Oh, Skornar, you idiot. Is Skornar max level? I should check on you. Is this... How do I tell? We'll have to check outside combat. Nice shot. Nice kill. Get this one in the front. He's dead. And then burn this guy. Well done. No damage taken. Javik kind of was holding his own just fine. He'll get even better the stronger his abilities get. 1 damaged. That's not so bad. I don't think I need to pursue them. No need to chase. Give our people time. Heal up. Ah, he still died. That was a guy I just hired. Rough stuff. Poor guy. Alright, rest. Journal has been updated. Javik back on the road. We will talk to him tonight. Approach the guards. Nothing to hide. Hello. Into the Manzio. Okay. So let's ditch this random stuff that we've had. Get the full row, not a column stack. Now, before we go do anything else, let's make sure we get appropriate stuff to take to Devon. So that's our next stop. Don't tell me you don't want me to take anything to Devon. How is this possible? Astounding. Lots of Larnak. They want me to go the other way. All right, let's take this stuff to Torzeg Shelter. I'll take some stuff to Ash. Man, there's a lot of stuff that you want me to take to Ash. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that Torzeg Shelter one. Alright. I know it took a little bit off of my reputation, but that's fine. I'll survive. The question is, 11 days is our supplies. Ash is 7 days away, 11, and then a little further. Well, we can get some supplies in Omflot on the way out, so I think this is fine to leave it as it is. Let's explore the city. We've got some morale, some resourcefulness. I don't think there's anybody to visit here. So let's just rest, put our people to work. Any passengers going the right way? It doesn't look like it. So let's put our people to work, and then before we rest, let's talk to Javek here. Talk to him about Malara's death. In the interest of following up on the harrowing incident that led to his friend's death, you ask him about Malara Albaresh and if he has had sufficient time to think. There is silence after you put forward the question, though when Javek finally musters his reply, there's resilience intermingled with concern. I have thought more on it. My abilities. Javek begins with an edge in his voice. I've come to accept that they are curse, and still from time to time I forgot how much havoc they can wreak. Now you know why I sought solitude. Even when I seek to help others, my mind, it betrays me, and I end up causing more harm, escalating matters beyond control. It's ended up biting me in the ass before, but this, Javek rubs his temples, this was a tragedy. I should have kept my mouth shut, but even if I knew that it had spared Malara, I couldn't have let that bastard murder our Komis. You are sure, Javek, that it was a predicament without good outcomes? Aye, perhaps, he says without relief. Though Malara's death and your arrival, however, I have come to a realization. It is sorrowful that a friend should die for my choices, though I could not help it, and now I cannot run from it, but perhaps I can prevent such disasters from happening in the future. You ask Javek what he intends to do. I must understand my abilities and what governs them more clearly. You nod and ask him what he already knows of them and of their origin. The sorcerer's gaze becomes distant, as if recalling some past event of particular note. When I was young, they were simple and new. I used my wages to find out what I could of their nature, and through practice and time I was able to put them to good use. I could feel people's emotions, sense their intentions, and at least to some degree, Javek says before taking a deep breath. At Valensteel, that all changed. My powers exploded. Though this was not a time of triumph, I was able to put them to great use. It was only later that I found these abilities, now more developed such as they are, had more distinct drawbacks. The noise of others' thoughts and emotions had become unbearable at times. It drove me to use techniques to block them out, which was never fully effective. The noise is never truly gone, except in total isolation. But after Malara, I do not wish to bear this burden any longer. I believe that it is possible to understand the true roots of these powers. If indeed if I can, then I might be able to live among the civilized in the Riven realms again, by controlling them more, or even ridding myself of them entirely. People can be tiresome, but I cannot hide in a hole forever, and so my proposition has changed. And the good news for you is that I will work for you, provided, of course, that you can use the contacts you have to help me explore and understand these abilities, such as they are. Those last words hang in the air for a moment. The sorcerer seems aware of his shifting goals, and it is not without a wry expression that he considers you now, hoping that you might entertain his new request. What do you say, Vagrus? I promise to work for the Comitatus as long as it takes to pursue my goal. I fear that this is the only way I can move on from what happened to Malara, and to others whose lives I have inadvertently jeopardized, Javek confides. It would also mean a great deal to me. Practitioners of magic of both arcane and mental can help me better understand what I must do, or why my affliction has become so pronounced. I might add that I am not one to break a promise, he concludes, smiling finally. You tell Javek that you will help him in his quest to help him better understand his abilities. Javik beams, cracking a warm smile under his weathered features. Thank you, Vagrus, he says humbly, tipping his head somewhat. I will serve the Comitatus as best I can, at least as long as this search takes us. See, I've wrestled with my state as afflicted for a long time. I've embraced it. I've held it back. I've even tried to escape civilization. Now I must face it. I must understand it. There surely has to be a way to get rid of it, or to embrace it and even control it with more acuity. As the sorcerer settles into a state of momentary contemplation, you ask him where you might start looking for people who can assist him. All around, he says nonchalantly. It will depend on who you know and where they can be found. If I'm lucky, I will be able to put together the pieces of the puzzle bit by bit. Just don't ask me to pry into anyone's mind. I still won't do it unless absolutely necessary. Alrighty, he gained loyalty. Can we give him a gift? There's so many things we can gift him. Oh yeah, show him my combat crystal. He liked that. We will show him the drone crystal. He also liked that. Show him the Ascari larva. A drakeling? You can get a drakeling? How does one do this? I need a dragon. I need a dragon egg. He also gained loyalty. What if one of these things, he's like, ew, gross, and then lost loyalty? I gave him a murky eye brooch. Sure. Enjoy that. And then, we can give him a carpet. Sick. We could give him a memory crystal, but something else is required to happen first. So let's give him some arcane texts. I don't know how many I have, but we might as well give him some. The nature of the beast. Consult expert magic users on Javik's abilities until he is satisfied with what he has learned. Talking to the proper people will raise the quality, Javik the power, until Javik can progress his research. Consult Javik regularly at camp to see if the depth of knowledge is high enough to progress. Okay, well there is a sorcerer in Avernum that we know fairly well. It's Nadir's teacher. So let's end our task here. And let's go talk to the guy. Mage Incarnus. Yes. Ask Incarnus about Javik. Could he help the sorcerer better understand his abilities? As you regale Incarnus with the details of Javik's abilities, he becomes intrigued. You can feel his gaze burning into the two of you from beneath his crimson cowl. When the tale is concluded, silence draws out for a while. I cannot remember the voice I used for Incarnus before. Most curious predicament, he concludes. I can assist you, Tarkian, by entering your mind and uncovering what is in there, but it will cost you no less than 5 bros. We can pay for it. Yeah. Once the matter of the coin is taken care of and Incarnus motions Javik forward, then departs alongside the Tarkian into the bowels of the Obsidian Tower, while you wait in the antechamber. The magical lights dancing with a curious newfound life. The mesmerizing cascade of fireflies serves as a welcome distraction, and while both silence and time draw out peculiarly, a reverie takes you, allowing you to ruminate in a strange tranquility. After a while, Incarnus returns with Javik in tow. The sorcerer's expression is not one of jubilation. Rather, he seems slightly unsettled, so you elect not to ask him about the ritual, not in front of Incarnus at least. The Tarkian senses your intent and moves toward you before the Crimson Order's sorcerer draws, ostensibly eager to bring a close to the interaction. Quite the illuminating session, I'm sure you'll agree. Quite, Javik responds dryly, apparently not eager to engage. At first your mind was open to exploration, yet something changed. I would liken it to demonic possession. In fact, some powerful entity occupies your subconscious mind, Tarkian. Be wary of it, Incarnus concludes, subtly nodding to Javik. The gesture is returned, and the two of you leave. It would seem that your companion would prefer to be apart from the Master of the Crimson Order. Outside the tower and away from the large foreboding eye that characterizes its entrance, he turns to you, and you ask him what happened in there. I sought to block out Incarnus. His power, his will, all that he embodied was foul magic, like corrupt tendrils raking at my psyche, Javik states, still unnerved by the encounter. You ask the Tarkian if it was solely his telepathy blocking Incarnus, or if the sorcerer was bolstered by something else entirely. Something else was in play, he admits. I rallied a defense against Incarnus when I realized what he was capable of. I could not trust him, but even as I concentrated on that, something overwhelmed him, and it was not me. I believe there was truth in what he said, Javik says. It is something to ponder, most certainly. You nod and head back to the base of the hill, ready for what comes next. Okay. I think that's all we could do here for him, so we will head out. We gained 1 depth of knowledge. I'm trying to think of all the mages I know. So we know Shibeni in Lumen. We know, I don't know if the library lady counts, but maybe. We know a lot of the mages in the shamans over here. Did the golems? The ogres? Do they count? Maybe? Does the Dark Elf Prince in Devon count? There's so many like people I know, but I don't know if they count as mages or not. We know some dragon house people. Maybe we'll just like wander around and see who we know that might be able to help. To the city gates we go. I wish you could just ask Nadir. Be like, "Hey Nadir, what's up?" She's like, "His mind's busted. Sorry." Into the outpost. Let's grab the supplies that we can. Max it out. Sounds good. We rest outside in the dirt. And then on to the city of Ash. Can hunt if we want. We'll give it a shot. Little success, a little failure. Little of column A, little column B. I think the quests they've added for the DLC are pretty good. I've been told that Sidarius's is the stronger of the two, just like narratively. But I think I've heard that Javik's quest is also quite fun. So I'm eager to see how this progresses. Let's get into Ash here. Turn these in. See if they have any more missions for me. May. Yes, indeed. They usually want me to smuggle some stuff into Devon, so I'm more than happy to do that. Let's replace the fighter. I should have gotten another Yurg, but it'll be fine. We'll get one in Devon. I wonder, do you guys have anything? Like, could I? Oops. I'm trying to just scroll down. I don't want to keep talking to you. Okay. I thought maybe they might know a wizard, but apparently not. Leave the chapter house. Back out onto the road. Because it's not like D&D where they're like, look at the character sheet. It says wizard. It's like, things are a little more fluid in this game. And now, don't forget, we gotta go to Sunrock and get the present from the prince. I think I've gone through Sunrock already a couple times and forgotten to pick it up. Alright, into Sunrock. There we go. We might as well take some stuff for Devon if we've got the space. Do we take stuff for Torzak's shelter? Sure, why not? Put these two here. And then we gotta go to the shop. What you got? Antitoxin, spectral dust. We own 60. Getting spectral dust after going into the Sunken Tower is child's play. I should have gone to the Sunken Tower ages ago. I would have not needed to farm in the Valley of the Sleepers. Or whatever. We own 67 ancient tablets? What? That's bonkers. I need to sell some of that stuff. We have a message for him from Prince Faisal of Kabur. Towering over you in his dimly illuminated shop, the colossal figure of quiet power stands as the guardian of its secrets. With measured words, you declare your purpose, taking out the missive from the prince. These words, carefully chosen, ignite a spark of intrigue within the horned ogre. A letter, you say, from the coiner, no less. I trust Akir has taught you the passphrases for it. Has been too long since I spoke with Patriarch of Akena. He muses in a deep voice akin to the rumble of distant thunder. Naturally, you recite the words and phrases given to you by Seneschal Akir, and the Kalidasthar beams, so you hand over the letter. He peruses it at length, shifting between expressions of wonder, humor, and something approaching contemplation. As the air grows thick with anticipation, he gives one last nod, apparently content with whatever knowledge the letter holds. Just as Akir had imagined it, he then sets himself about the drawn-out process of concocting a reply. The sheer size of the ogre complicates the simple process of writing, at least with imperial tools, and by the time it is finally over, you feel as though an eternity of waiting has come to a close. He holds out a frayed letter, and as you take it, he smiles, flashing a row of immaculate teeth. Many thanks for the letter, Vagrus. Please make sure that mine makes it safely to the prince. Say, since you're already here, perhaps I could interest you in some of my wares? We already looked. Bye-bye. All right, back on the road. Never mind. Well, we can force march. We've got all of our stats at max right now, so we might as well. Go ahead and rest again. One day away. Very close to Devon. Well, I think we'll pop by the Dark Prince's court. I think he's magical. He might be able to help with Javik's mission. Smuggle our stuff in. We did do it. Turn in the smugglables. Cool. Now, where do we go? Might as well explore the city. Sure, pray to them. We got insight. Hell yeah. I'm down with insight, man. Do you think the temples can help? Report to the Watcher that Thutmose was gone. Sure. Sweet, we got money for it. Slain undead, petition audience, defy school services? No. What about the high priest? Oh. I was hoping he would want to help us with Javik's stuff. But we've met Calithius before. There are several matters that you might benefit from your experience, Vagrus. The metallic voice seems to originate from the hollow skull beneath the cowl. Let us discuss them and see if the church can make use of your services at this time. Calithius has a delicate matter you could help with, an important corpse to retrieve. It came to pass that a pillar of our community and high-ranking necromancer of the Empire passed into the afterlife, while not far from one of the great temples. The Watcher explains, we have received news quite recently and wish to retrieve his body so that proper rites can be performed, in line with his magnificent achievements and exquisite standing. Since the site of his passing is remote, we decided to look into independent contractors for this transportation. There is a short pause. Do you happen to be available for such a task? It involves traveling to the Yoshin quarry, retrieving the body and coming back here. A small escort of novices will be provided for the journey there, and they will use their arts to preserve the corpse adequately. And upon return, a considerable reward awaits you. Yeah, we can do this. We can body store. We can transport bodies. Excellent, Vagrus. You are a great asset to the humble servants of the great king. The body of that Operator Lucius Hercules. Isn't that the guy that Sidarius killed? Seek it in the bone gardens of the quarry. Make sure you deliver it in a timely fashion. The magic and embalming of our brethren ensures that it will not fall victim to the devastation of time, but putting off the rituals would make it complicated. You receive a small letter with the church's glyph. It will identify you as their agent at the ocean. You know what you have to do. Cool. Well, I thought we might be able to help Javik. That is not the case. I was just here. Sergorod? Nah. Let's leave the temple ward. Let's go... Where does the Shadow Bazaar? Where's the elf live? The Hinter Caves. Yes. Prince Lakor? Seek an audience with the prince. Aha! I knew it! Address Lakor directly to see if his court can assist you with learning more about Javik's abilities. Interest piqued, the prince pierces you with his icy blue gaze, while he steeples his lithe fingers, his expression unreadable at first. Though once you get to the heart of Javik's predicament, the source of his telepathic abilities, you see a smile curl at Lakor's lips. His court mages, too, look on enthralled. Prince Lakor clicks his fingers, and a naked slave girl comes rushing forward, a goblet of wine in her hand. Snatching it from her grasp, he lifts it to his lips in a leisurely fashion, before draining it in a quick motion. On the far periphery, nosy Burks and sycophants lean closer to eavesdrop a little better, desperate and pitiful as always. Lakor leans forward, softly spoken words at his lips. Perhaps you are aware that we have great experience in such matters. Come, sorcerer, he intones, turning to Javik. We have much to learn from each other. Get me out of this predicament, please. I do not want these dark elves scrying my mind. Stop them! Javik's voice suddenly speaks in your mind. We shall make... Why does he keep asking for me to introduce him to people and then being like, I don't want this! Ah! We shall make preparations, he says. And you realize that it is now that you must act. The prince is not a man that one should wantonly anger, so you should deliver your best excuse. You do not wish anyone to scry some of your business secrets that Javik knows of. So mind reading or scanning is out of the question. A pity, Lakor drawls. No other methods will suffice, I'm afraid. Yet I respect your wish, Vagrus. Let us speak of it no more, then. Shortly after, inside your head, you hear Javik's voice again. Thank you. For both of our sakes, you do not want these people rummaging around in our minds, I assure you. You nod to Javik surreptitiously and think about what to do next. Well, that was fun. Nice knowing you. Well, that's two utterly failed interactions with mages. Oh my god. Let's pack up our group. We gotta go to the Yoshin Quarry for the people. So we're going to go all the way over here. So we'll hit Torzeg Shelter on the way and see, maybe there's a mage in Torzeg Shelter that we could talk to. I'm sure there's some magic people there. I just can't think of any specifically. But let's get stuff. Carpenter's Guild seems like a good one. What are we at for days? 9 days? 10 days. And then we'll get the spare mount. Good. So let's see. I wanna stick with House Venari. Yes, I was gonna say if House Venari has a request, that's always a good one because I have really good standing with them. It actually looks like there's nothing else to bring here. So would we want to take stuff ourselves from like Devon? It could be like, you know, the seaweed. What's the seaweed? Not bogweed. Bright kelp. Dang, it's more expensive here than it is in Torzeg Shelter. I take it all back. Is there anything you could buy and sell yourself? Chitin. Definitely not metal. That seems wrong. Kind of looks like chitin might be the only option for buying and selling our own stockpile. That looks like that is the case. Okay, well, why don't we go... Any of the factions have chitin? They do. Ah, House Venari, fantastic. The nice thing about the faction offers is often they are the same or better than the general market, and buying directly from the factions, you never influence the price. So buying directly from the market would cause this price to start driving up, but because we have a good rep with House Venari, they're like, nah, we'll just sell it to you at the wholesale price or whatever it is. Okay, let's pause the episode there. I think what I'll do is off camera, I will just take us down south to Torzeg Shelter, and we'll pick up next episode there. So if you guys can remember any mages that I've totally forgotten about, and you're like, yeah, go to this place, dummy, definitely let me know. Oh, there's definitely a guy in Crystal. He's like the administrator or whatever. Yeah, there's a couple places we could go. But yeah, definitely let me know down in the comments if there's any mages I've forgotten. But otherwise, if you guys enjoyed the episode, please click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of Vagrus the Riven Realms or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel and make sure you have your notifications on so you know when the next videos go live. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!